Okay, welcome back to the Blu-ray Funded Trader Spotlight, where we sit down with the best, the most talented traders in our community who have gotten funded, gone through the journey, and reached a payout. Today, we're excited to be joined by Trade Like Moon. She's been a great partner to our community, part of the Blu-ray Funded family
Thank
for
you,
a long
Marcus.
time now, reached an
Yes,
amazing
indeed.
payout. Very excited to have you
Yes.
on. How are you?
Appreciate it. I'm good. How are you doing?
Busy, busy. We've been working on some great things here.
Amazing. Amazing. Being busy is amazing.
It's the only way to do it, especially in this space. It's the nature of the
Right.
beast. Never a boring day. Wouldn't have it any other
True.
way. But very excited to have you on. Very excited to hear about
Same.
how you've reached this great payout with us.
Indeed.
And yeah, I guess to get started, can you tell us a bit about your trading journey and how you got into trading, in the first place?
All right, all right. So, I was just an average Indian girl with a very middle class family, and I went into trading because of money. Of course, I wanted to make money, so that was my sole intention in the start. That make money, and I wanted a work which has freedom of time, freedom of movement, and everything. So I hate jobs because I'm working since 17. At the age of 17, I started script writing. I started different work. Like I work in call center. I did a lot of stuff. Like I've explored. And then I thought job is not for me. I can't do job. So then I saw some reel in Instagram. That's how I got to know about trading. And then I was like, okay, for trading, I need funds. So I didn't have enough funds to start, but I did start with like $1,000, $2,000. I blew it and I was like very disheartened. I was like, okay, now I don't have money. I gotta make money. So what I used to do is I used to work and I used to save money, also provide for my family and save money. And then with that money, I used to invest in trading unless I got to know about prop firms. Before I used to do with real capital and I used to blow accounts like crazy. And then I got to know about prop firms, which, help traders to prove themselves that if you don't have real capital, no worries. You can show your skills. If you're capable enough, you can, get a prop payout and you can buy a prop firm in a very affordable prices. So yes, and then I started my journey uh, by by making a social media trade like more. I just was like mad genuine. I was like, let's start this stuff. Let's see how it goes. And I started going viral and shit. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then the first partnership was Blueberry Funded. I was
I
first
love it.
partnered with Blueberry
Good
Funded.
place to
Yeah,
start. Good
I'm
place
with
to
like
start.
literally the day one proffer was Blueberry Funded, and I was like so thrilled to work with it. And I was like amazing. I got this proffer which have amazing spreads, amazing rules, and decent enough. I was like, okay, let's go. And it's been a journey because it's been a year since I'm doing proffer. It's been a year. Before that, I used to do real capital, and in a year, I have received more. I've got like more than 50K of payout, $50,000, like accumulation of all the different prop firms. So I have cracked the code of prop firm and now I know what to do. So it took me really long, but it was worth it. So yes.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. I mean, I think the first thing people watching at home are probably thinking is, how did you crack the code? Like, what is cracking the code in prop firms? Some people go years without getting a single payout. Some people start and get lucky from the beginning. There's so many
Mm,
different ways to take on like the challenge, of prop
mm-hmm.
trading. So, what is cracking the code? What did you do to get to that level of
Okay.
payouts?
Okay. First of all, never give up. Profirm, I have blown like so many accounts. And after that, blowing more than 50 to 60 accounts, then I have started receiving payouts. It's about being, have a good risk management, knowing how to, where in which account. If I'm trading instant, there's consistency. If I'm trading step accounts, how to risk. Because in step accounts, I risk a lot. I don't risk 0.5. point 0.5. I risk a lot. High risk, high reward. I believe in that. So I've always been risking more because it's very hard to pass a prop firm. And then it's, when you just blow the real account, there's different phases. And, after going through a long journey of blowing account and just being disheartened and trying thousands of times later, I was like, okay, this gotta work because I'm not giving up. So I was like, okay, I'll not give up no matter what. So I started, exploring more, blowing accounts, investing my money. And then I got the edge as a trader. More I was investing my time, more I was getting enlightened by trading and prop firms. And then it's all about, your passion and the investment you put, your time and money. If you put your time and money, of course, in due times, it will reward you. So that's what I think. And I believe everyone should be disciplined and consistent enough and not give up, because it will really break you and devastate you when you just, save money, buy account. It'll get blown. Of course, it's prone to get blown, because that's how you learn. So yes, that's it. It's all about consistency, discipline, and, just being persistent behind your goals. That's it.
No, I think there's some good stuff in there to unpack. I mean, I think you raised a great point, which is how you manage risk differently depending on the challenge that you get. I think,
Right.
everyone usually likes to stick to a very static risk management strategy. And I always
Mm,
advise to people, whether it's your own capital or you're trading a prop challenge, you want to have dynamic risk management based on what the
right.
markets are doing.
Indeed.
But you've raised a
Mm-hmm.
great point, which is you want to have dynamic risk based on the kind of challenge that you're trading. Different
Mm,
challenges, whether it's a step, whether it's an instant challenge, different
true.
drawdowns, different rules around, yep,
Indeed.
different firms, everything's completely different, and you have to tailor
Right.
your risk management to that. So I think you've raised a
Right.
good point that not a lot of people talk about,
Mm,
because you always hear really flat rules like only risk this much per trade, or
mm.
it's a very flat line way of approaching risk management, where risk,
Right. Right.
like markets, like everything we
It's
do, it's dynamic at the end of the
Hmm.
day.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And it just depends on the market, what type of setup you're getting. It's A plus setup, it's just a normal setup. It depends. And based on the RR, based on your risk management, everything is the, conclusion and the last result. So yes.
Well, and that brings
I'm
me to
so
my next
blessed. I'm
question.
so blessed. Yeah, I'm so blessed for Proforms. Genuinely, it's been a blessing for me that I have been introduced to Proforms, because since I have been introduced to that, I have been just thriving. Of course, I had days where I have been like disheartened, and I was just about in the urge of, oh my God, I don't know if it's gonna work out. But that's the point where you have to have immense faith that no matter what, it's going to work out, and you have to keep on persistently be behind it. And after spending years on the market, you will start to look at the market differently. Like the charts, you will view the charts very differently. You will know the reason why the gold is behaving like this. What are the fundamentals? What are the analytics? Everything. So technicals, what are the technicals? What are the fundamentals? Why the gold is moving like this? After spending time and year, it will end up rewarding you in a way which you will be really thrilled and be happy to see. So, yes.
No, and it's a great point, and I think it brings me to my next question. So we've talked about risk.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of strategy do you employ? Like, what sort of trader are you? Like, what is an A plus setup look like to you?
Okay, so for me, I trade clearly price action and market structure. So in the industry, in the trading industry, there are multiple strategies. Someone says SMC, someone say ICD, someone just use trend line, support and resistance, and they still make money. It's just different terms, different words, but in the end of the day, it's literally the same way a person view the market. It's sometimes support and resistance of some SMC traders, order block, liquidity, fair value gap. So I basically just use price action. I look at the market. I see how the price is moving. I work on order blocks, fair value gaps, liquidity, and breaker blocks. And when I see the setup, there is not always an A plus setup. It depends on how I, look how the gold setup is forming, and based on fundamentals. There are multiple factors on how the gold is moving right now. Like fundamentals is like the biggest reason of gold being crazy volatile, and the blueberry payout which I have received right now, where I made like 6-7% on a 50K account. It was the bullish rally I have captured when gold was making higher highs, and because of the fundamentals. So yes, I don't really have a specific strategy. I've spent my years, 4 to 5 years in trading now. So I just view the market. I know where the order block are forming, and how, when you just look at the market for years, and after getting so much, the market fucks you up like really bad, like messes your psychology, and you still stick with it. So then you got to know, okay, now you took me and now I got the SL. No worries, next time I'll get you. So it should just be an approach, the way you look at the market. And the main thing is psychology. Once I have started, once I have stopped, pursuing money, and just went behind, pursuing the, uh, trading is beautiful. And once you have the passion for it, so you will just leave. Money is literally nothing. At some point, money is nothing. You just have to love the game. Trading, you just have to love it. So once you start loving it and start spending time and invest your money, it will reward you, and you will look at the charts in a way where no one can perceive it. So I just look at the market. I know I open the first thing I do after waking up, I look at gold. I see how it's moving. I see, okay, I mark my order blocks, I mark my fair value gaps. I see how where liquidity is being taken out. So yeah, it's just market structure and price action, to be honest. I don't have a specific strategy. And to be honest, the more I don't believe in talking about my strategy or saying anything or spoon feeding people, because I want them to go through the journey. I want them to go and never just spoon feed people. I just don't go around making this is my strategy, you can use this. And because everyone approach market differently. So you never know how it's working for them. So yes,
No, it's a great point. Like I said before, risk remains dynamic because the prop challenge
indeed.
you take is dynamic. The market is
Mm,
dynamic, and likewise, so are strategies. It's always the infamous story. People follow a strategy that works well for 1 year, and then overnight it stops working. Why? The market
right.
changes. The actual dynamics
Mm,
behind the strategy no longer align, and you
indeed.
have to change accordingly. That's why I always say to people,
Mm,
like, your
so true.
strategy, it
Mm,
needs to be flexible, it needs to be fluid. You need multiple strategies because the market's going to change.
right.
The market conditions might not suit your mainstay strategy that's giving you the returns right
Exactly.
now.
True,
So
true.
flexibility,
Sometimes, right,
100%.
right, right. Exactly. 100%, 100%. Sometimes support resistance work. Sometimes SMC terms work. It's all fancy words. At the last, it's literally the price action and market structure. Market moves in a certain way, and it has a reason behind moving in a way. So a person should, know that. So yes.
Exactly. It's like we see all these fancy terms, acronyms, courses, all this stuff, but at the end of the day, and all those things help in different ways, I'm not going to deny
True.
it, but ultimately,
True.
it's what is influencing buyers, what is influencing sellers in the market, and
True.
whatever is going to influence one side more than the other is what's going to push the price. Now, that could mean a
Right, right.
myriad of things. Is it order blocks? Is it, liquidity structures? Is it the fundamentals, larger macro
Right.
moves? I time, but it's about looking at all factors because they all shape the direction of the market. So being dynamic
Absolutely.
and not being too rigid, being flexible, I think is the most important thing for
Right.
traders.
Exactly. Totally agree.
I mean,
Right.
I guess so. In terms of your trading, so how long have you been trading for now since you got started to receiving this payout with us recently?
I'm trading with Profom from past 1 year, and I've been trading overall from past 5 years. So I got
Okay.
to know about trading. Yeah, I got to know about trading when I was 17, but I didn't have enough money to start with it. So I started doing jobs, and then I started to save money and, just blew the saved up money. It used to mess up with my psychology until I was introduced with Profoms. So once, I will always say I'm grateful for Profom industry. It is a blessing for everyone out there because they give a chance for traders to prove themselves that they are eligible to call themselves a trader. The certificate proves that you are under a 1%. You are 1%. Because so many people out of 99% people feel that's not their cup of tea. I've seen they're not capable to do performs, and it's okay. Not everyone is made for trading because it's literally gonna destroy you mentally, and it's all your psychology, the persistent, and your mindset will is what will make you profitable at the end of the day. So if you're persistent and if you don't give up, no matter what, you will learn, you will thrive. And once you invest your time and money, it will definitely reward you. So yes,
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I think everyone goes to trading for easy money, and I always joke it's the
it's
hardest
not an
easy
easy
money you
money at
will
all.
ever make.
Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree.
So first got into prop trading via Blueberry Funded, as it happens. So we're the first firm that you partnered with. So what appealed to you about Blueberry Funded, and what's your journey been like so far? Just so other traders watching can learn from your experience.
Okay, so for me, it is a broker backed platform, which makes an assurance that it's very important to choose a platform that is genuine and that is in the industry for really long, and which will basically will pay you. The main goal as a trader, you should approach a prop firm, a reputed prop firm, which will, in the end of the day, will pay you for your efforts and for your time and for your initial investment. So Blueberry was amazing because they had amazing spreads in gold. I have been trading gold like for years now. I solely trade gold now. I had multiple pairs before I used to trade, but gold is now my one of my favorite, and I just focus on one pair, that is gold. So gold spreads are amazing in Blueberry, and the way like I started Blueberry, there was a time when they had rules like martingale, lot size restriction, and all that stuff, and I was like, damn, that's like that just makes you so disciplined. If you pass all this and get a payout, it just makes you a disciplined trader. So I was like, okay, Blueberry is a platform which, you can't gamble. You just have to be disciplined and consistent with a set of rules, which will add up to your quality. Like you will end up being a qualitative trader if you abide to rules. It's very important to have a set of rules and to stick by it in this initial, stage. You just can't gamble. You just can't do anything. So yeah, I really enjoyed, trading with Blueberry. I had amazing partnership. A lot of people have Blueberry funded. They're funded with it. So yes, it's a reputed firm in the industry for really long now, and it's genuine. They pay, so I appreciate the fact that one get paid. That's the most important thing, to get paid, because all your efforts, it shouldn't go in vain. I've seen so many prof firms, they just don't end up paying you. They will just make some, rules. They will end up imposing some rules on you, and they will breach your account. But if you have a decent prof firm, genuine prof firm, they will reward you. So Blueberry is a genuine prof firm that rewards. So
100%. I mean, we don't make it easy, but you know what? Trading
right,
isn't easy at the end of the day, and our
true,
rules reflect that.
true,
So I always say to people, look, we have stricter rules. They're there for a reason, to encourage risk adjusted, sustainable
right.
trading, which helps traders get better, helps the firm get better. And that's what we're about. And I always say to people, I think a payout with us is worth twice as much in skill as a payout
Right,
with other
right,
firms
right.
because of the rules that we have.
Mm.
So that's what we're all about, and so that feedback is really valuable.
Mm.
I guess what
Yeah.
advice would you give to new traders that are looking to pass a challenge or reach a payout with us?
Okay, so my advice would be, in the start, don't risk more. Like initial, because you just have to go slow and steady in the start. You just have to risk in the evaluation phases, risk 1%. And on an A plus setup, risk 2%, make like around 1 is to 2, RR, and then risk to reward. And then after one, because I risk a lot, even on real capital account, real funded account, after getting funded, I risk. My thing is, higher the risk, higher the reward. So Proform, if you want to pass it, you can take your time. They give you unlimited time. If you want to pass it quick, if you want to pay out quick. So in the initial stage as a beginner, don't think about quick. Just think about the process and the journey, and be steady. Like in the initial stage, be steady and be consistent. Like have a set of rules. In a day, just risk on your eval phase, just risk 1% on a A plus setup, or risk 0.5. Take 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3. And then if you hit an SL, just stop. Just stop. Take 2 trades a day. Just stick to your plan. Don't overtrade. Don't revenge trade. Don't just stick by, don't just day and night look at the charts, because it's addictive. It will end up making you, it will trap you enough to go and overtrade and revenge trade. So at the end of the day, you should be really disciplined, because after all the risk management, after all the strategies and plan, a person should have his psychology fixed enough and be disciplined enough to stick and abide to the set of rules he have for his trading, like a trading plan. Just stick by it. If you have a strategy, if you know that works, just stick to it. No need to just jump on different strategies. Stick to it. See how it's going on. Practice it. And then just risk like 0.51% on an eval phase. And when you get funded, just risk 0.5 or 1%. If you see a A plus setup, that if you see a plus setup, risk more to get bigger rewards. Like 1 is to 2, 1 is to 3. Easily you can capture 1 is to 2. Just don't go for bigger RR, because gold is really mad volatile, so it can just flip anytime. It can take your
Especially
yesterday and
right
then go
now,
to
especially these
right now.
days,
Indeed, indeed. So just capture 1:1 is also a big thing. At the end of the day, overall, your statistic matters. Like how much are you making? How much percentage are you making? So that's what matters. Just in the as a beginner, don't risk more and don't think about money. Just love the process and stick by it. So yeah,
Very sound advice. I mean, I can't fault it. Like, it's the exact same thing we say to our traders. In fact, a lot of our rules reflect that at the end of the day. Like, it's hard to overtrade with this because we make it hard to overtrade with the rules we have. So it's all
true.
about encourage sustainability. But I guess in terms of your trading journey, so you've been trading 5 years, trading with props for 1 year, you've gotten multiple, 10-figure plus payouts, with prop
Right.
firms, including, a 7%, return with us very recently, which is awesome.
On a 50K
What's
account.
on a 50K account, and that's a really important
Mhm.
point to remind viewers of as well. But what's next? Like, and that's the thing. I think everyone comes into prop trading to make money, and they start to make money, and they love what they do. But I think long-term planning is important too. So what's your goal for the next like year, 2, 3 years in trading? Is it like more capital allocation? Are there different strategies you want to explore? Like, what's sort of your ultimate long-term goal as a trader?
I literally want to have max allocation with all the reputed platforms. Max allocation and just, make 3 to 4% on their max allocation is enough, 2 to 3%. And just have a good, just stick to your risk management, trade well, be disciplined, and yeah, you're good to go. Platform is a space, a area where you can just invest a little bit of amount and you get crazy returns. Once you get the payout, you literally get like 100% return, more than that. Your payout will just make, you will more than what you invest, you get the returns. So yeah, my goal is just having max allocation with different platforms and trade, just trade. Yeah,
How far away are you from max allocation?
I have 1 mil allocation right now, so I gotta make more. So yes,
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Most people would call 1 million
yeah,
across prop firms max allocation, but you're just
I
going to
know,
keep on
I
going.
know.
And I
And
love that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I won't stop. My goal is to milk the platform. Trust me, it's literally to milk it. Because once you get your edge in trading, you can literally, why not, just get total use of the opportunity and everything which is there. So just be the best and take the best of all. So yeah, and I'm really glad and I'm blessed to be the only female trader with a lot of payouts so far. And I would be really grateful. I wouldn't do it without Profom. Is just a, it's a such a start for all the beginners trader where they just have to invest a small amount and they can get such big returns. No one offers this. A normal person, a sane person who just do jobs and business can never understand how trading and Profom works. It's bizarre, but yet beautiful. So I love it. So I would really suggest everyone to be, if you are a trader, go with Profom first and get enough money from them to start with your real capital. Because to start with your real capital, you have to have big sum and you just can't trade. That's why with Profom, we buy 100K accounts and then we do max allocation, which is like almost 400K. So yeah, it's if you make 1 to 2% from a 400K is literally a dream life a person can live. So
Yeah, and I mean that's what we're all about here is the full trader's journey. You can get a payout with Blueberry Funded. You can withdraw that to your Blueberry Markets account with a
indeed,
deposit
that's the
bonus.
biggest
And
perk. Yeah.
that's the thing too, is what we're about is we know that it's the dream of every trader to trade their own capital. Unfortunately,
Mm.
because of circumstance, a lot of traders,
They
and
can't,
I
right?
was like this for a long time myself too, don't have the capital. And back when I was
Mm.
trading, there wasn't the opportunity of prop firms, but now you have this
Right.
ability to earn an income and scale your own personal capital, so then you can trade
Mm.
with a lot more flexibility, and especially
Right.
after learning the discipline that prop firms offer. So I believe it's an amazing product for traders. Again, it's an and product, not an all product. I think it's where a lot of
Right.
traders can start. It's not where they're going to end on their
Right.
journey. Obviously, the goal is to then
True. Indeed.
trade their own capital and
100%.
then
Yeah.
eventually trade other people's capital, and that's the
That's the
journey
goal.
we want to
Indeed.
offer traders. But look, Trade Like Moon, it's been great to speak to you. It's been good to have you on. I think you've given a lot of great
Likewise,
advice for
likewise.
a lot of traders out there. Were there any final comments or thoughts you wanted to leave with people watching today?
No, I would really say that get funded with pro firms that are genuine, and Blueberry is one of them because I've been trading with them for a really long time. And the best part about Blueberry is they also have a broker. So once you get the payout, you can just get bonus, and that's a perk. So you can get, because on a real life capital, when you have a broker, there's no rules. So first you have to go through that phase where you are trading with rules, and then later you can use a Blueberry broker and trade with them and get bonuses and many perks. So yes, I would just say everyone, be consistent, be disciplined, don't give up, and trading will give you crazy mental turmoil. You have to go through really a lot of mental difficulties, but if you go through that and you make it, a certificate is literally a proof to a trader, which shows the discipline and the journey, the process, which makes them eligible to get that certificate. So it's a really big thing. It's a big flex for a trader to have a certificate with 4 to 5 digit payouts. It's really
100%.
props. And yeah,
It builds you as a person. We've hired a
indeed,
lot of
indeed,
traders here at the firm because I think, like, look, not to disrespect jobs people do, but I think nothing's going to build strength and resilience like being a trader, because you
true,
know what it's like to
true,
be
true, true.
knocked down multiple times, get back up,
Indeed,
and keep
indeed, you
at it
said it.
to get those
You
payouts.
said it.
Um,
Right.
but look,
Indeed.
it's been great talking. Trade Like
Same,
Moon,
likewise.
Blueberry Funded. Thanks everyone for watching.
Let's
Catch you on the
go.
next one. Well,
Yeah.
I think we'd love to have you back in the future after you get another payout.
Sure,
So
sure, sure,
keen to keep
sure.
checking in on the journey. And yeah,
Indeed,
thanks for
indeed.
being on.
Take care. Bye.